Congratulations to our University of Birmingham graduands. Here we are in the Great Hall at the heart of the Edgbaston campus. Attendees, mostly graduands and their friends and family, are seated. Here are the student musicians. we're getting started. Here's the first of our 2 mace bearers beginning the ceremony. The centenary mace bearer is usually a staff member who has volunteered to take part in the ceremony. The mace bearer enters through the back of the Great Hall and leads a procession of staff to the stage. Squire Bedell, who is the second of the 2 mace bearers, follows. The maces are placed on stage for the duration of the ceremony.
It gives me the greatest of pleasure to declare this ceremony open.
Good morning and welcome to Birmingham. I'm Professor Helen Abbott, Professor of Modern Languages and Deputy Head of the College of Arts and Law. I'm delighted to be here today to welcome you, our graduands, back to our beautiful campus, and to extend that welcome to the people you've brought with you to share this special occasion. It's great to see so many of you here. Thank you for coming. Across many cultures and traditions, December is a time for festivity, reflection, and gratitude. So it feels very apt for us to come together at the culmination of the year to celebrate the achievements your graduation represents, your hard work, your resilience, and your dedication. And there's nowhere more fitting to do so than in this great hall. Today, you'll be walking in the footsteps of thousands of students who have graduated here since 1900. You'll feel the same sense of excitement, fulfillment, and anticipation that they felt. You're wearing the same type of cap and gown and will follow the same rituals, many of which go back hundreds of years to the establishment of the first universities in the 12th century. As a university, we dedicate ourselves to the pursuit of learning, new knowledge, and innovation. But we retain those rituals which are universally recognised as celebrating academic achievement and representing continuity of knowledge and our connection to educational traditions. I particularly enjoy the December graduations as we celebrate a broad range of achievements amongst our graduates. There are those amongst you who've been with us for several years studying for an undergraduate degree. Some of you will have dedicated the last few years to undertaking original research, which contributes to innovation and discovery, and are here to be awarded your PhD. For those of you who have studied a master's qualification or completed a professional programme, Your time with us may have been shorter, and indeed, you may not have spent that much time on campus at all because some of you studied in your workplace or elsewhere. But let's just pause and reflect on the moment that you decided to study here at Birmingham. You made that decision because you trusted that your choice would expand your knowledge and your discipline, would allow you to take the next step in your career, or maybe because you wanted to make a meaningful contribution to your subject, or indeed to society at large. And you made that decision despite knowing there would be challenges and sacrifices in the road ahead. Some of you came to Birmingham from outside the UK, and this may have meant leaving your family and friends behind and adjusting to living in a new culture. And we're really proud to have welcomed you here. Many of you have also been juggling your studies alongside work, family, or other caring commitments, and I do very much understand what an enormous task that can be. The sacrifices you have made have not been yours alone. There are perhaps family and friends here today celebrating your achievements who've also had to make changes to support you during your study. And I can tell you, it really has been worth it. Your stories to get to this point will all be different, but will have common threads. You've explored new ideas, have tackled and overcome some seemingly insurmountable problems. You've met new people who have inspired you in new ways, and you've learnt more about yourself and about the world around you. And, of course, you have advanced your potential to go on and achieve whatever comes next for you. I hope that as you look back on all of this, you'll feel a huge sense of pride. Today is an important step in a journey you've been shaping for a number of years, a moment to celebrate the tenacity, determination and drive you've shown to reach your goals. You now have the opportunity to make an even bigger difference, building on your enhanced knowledge of the law, of history, of global cultures that you've developed here. It's our hope that your time here at the University of Birmingham has equipped you with the tools you need to embrace the future with compassion, with understanding, and with confidence. Your actions have the power to make a real difference, so please choose to make that difference a really positive one. You will soon be a graduate of one of the country's top universities, and we're enormously proud that you are now a part of our legacy. During your time here, you'll have been taught by and collaborated with some of the best researchers in the world and been inspired by their enthusiasm and their knowledge. You will also have been supported in myriad ways by your lecturers, your tutors and the student support team all around you. I'd like to offer you the opportunity now to thank everyone at the university who has supported you during your time here, some of whom have been able to join us today and are sitting right behind me. So let's give them a round of applause. I can see, as I look out across the Great Hall, that there are people in this room with very proud faces. And I know from experience that some of them will have a little tear in their eye as you walk up on stage to graduate. There will be people watching online too, who will be thinking of you now and who are proud of everything that you've achieved. You will have all that person or those people who believed in you here with you today. People who supported you and showed you kindness, who made sacrifices alongside you, and without whom you wouldn't be here to graduate today. So graduands, and that's you at the back of the hall, let's give a round of applause to all of those who are here to support you. So, in a moment, you will come up onto this stage, and our Chancellor, Lord Bilimoria, will admit you to your degree. This is your moment. When your name is read out, that will be your graduation. And that's your time, family and friends, to make a lot of noise. So be careful on the steps, give a big smile for the cameras, and don't forget to savour your moment. My warmest congratulations to all of you. Well done.
Now for the handing of the scrolls. The graduands will walk from the left of the stage to the centre and collect their scroll from the conferring officer. After they're congratulated, they'll walk off stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Professor William Purkis, and I'm head of the School of History and Cultures. And it's a great pleasure for me to introduce the graduands this morning. Chancellor, to you and to the university, I present the names of these graduands, as listed in my programme, proved worthy to be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of my authority as Chancellor, I admit those persons listed in the programme, both in attendance and in absentia, to the degree for which they are to be presented.
College of Arts and Law, Birmingham Law School, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into the surviving coloniality within Portuguese nationality and citizenship law, Marcelo Carvalho Loureiro. For research into establishing paternity as a ground of discrimination under the Equality Act 2010 and the Human Rights Act 1998, Manisha Susan Matthews. For research into artificial intelligence and copyright law, Abdulbaki Turkmenoglu. Master of Laws, Commercial Law, Oreoluwa Ajayi. Mohammed Ibrahim Ajmal. Jonathan David Fletcher Wright. Joseph Horvath. Irene Johnny. Freya Elizabeth Priest. Criminal Law and Criminal Justice, Uzma Hussain. Morgan Amy Jonah. Environmental and Energy Law, Jude Anong Acha. Hugh Davies. Laura Francis Holden. General, Omolade Orindamola Adeola. Asiya Assad. Owen Brendan Campbell. Kun Chu Chen. Yutong Huang. Ashley Page Hughes. Nastea Hammer. Zara Anwar Kadir. Anshu Singh Rana. John Eric Bryan Strait. International Commercial Law, Mikola Bliashin. Kashyap Gurunath. Rayan Luigi Jean. Selassie Kwame Kutotsi. Joan Rwamba Murity. Yancy Chiragbai Salot. Arundhati Sankara Krishnan. Babatunde Michael Sola Alasin. Sumit Srivastuva. Swarat Mika. Alzaina Walid Khalil Ibrahim Yassim Zubari. International law, crime, justice and human rights. Adebimpe Oluwa Funmilayo Adeyemi. Zachariah Brettel. Mary Onya Connolly. Lynette Jewell. Rebecca Kaur Kalirai. Upile Kuzwayo. Baptista Varani Angrayani Kusami Wadani. Sweetheart Maria Obianju Nwakayoka. International Trade Law, Aluba Stephen Donobo. Oluwabusola Olabunmi Fadipe. Leah Sophie Huen. Edmund Viali Kiingi. Stephanie Onyeka Okomwanji. Master of Science, Responsible Data Science, Oluwafut Fadakemi Paulina Adigun. Josephine Christina Lamont Conway. Bronya Evans. Isla Linksey Fury. Muhammad Ikram. Lily Kennedy. Chizurum Oluwatu Funmi Ogadengibi. Luke Richards. Bachelor of Laws, International Law and Globalization, Samantha Addo. Hend Fahad K. Aldafiri. International Law and Globalization with Year Abroad, Charla Peters. Law, Uzea Akhtar. Chidiebere Godslav Akubiro. Sened Alemzaged Haile Michael. Anna Anitake. Moshood Kolade Busari. Emma Louise Lucy Sophie Gardner. Suhaima Hussain. Elisha Iqbal. Jyoti Kaur Jand. Tanagna Jules. Navdeep Kaur. Ye Yun Kim. Yasmin Larek. Jeet Kaur Mataru. Dakota Miller. Fatima Mujahid. Philip Gesaj Moya. Chidera Nwabufo. Armena Patan. Alia Sims Grinter. Owana Laura Suto. Tarambir Tadwal. Jaspreet Kaur Tandi. Ilana Wilkes. Law with Business Studies. Success Tamara Prey Fatimi. Milind Jangu. Law with Criminology, Mariam Rahim. Asiya Adina Nia Ivy Raphael. Arisha Wasim. Charlie Grace Winman. Law with French Law, Beatrice Mary Dawkins. School of History and Cultures, Doctor of Philosophy. For research into the culture of dance in the Roman Empire, Emily Laura Biggs. For research into the ways in which villages in Shaanxi Province, China, are negotiating rural regeneration based upon the mobilization of tradition, Jie Hao. For research into women's role in shaping the Nigerian contemporary art scene, Stacey Elizabeth Ann Kennedy. For research into the trade and consumption of glass vessels in Roman Britain, David Lindsay Marsh. For research into the development of aircrew training in Royal Air Force Bomber Command before and during the Second World War, Trevor Nash. For research into comedy, satire and laughter from antiquity to contemporary stand-up comedy, Una Helen Pennington-Wilson. For research into race and class-making among technology entrepreneurs in Accra, Ghana, Tessa Peinecker. For research into international students and social class in South Africa, Vera Wilhelmina Taliabue. For research into the spatial development of 19th century garden cemeteries in Britain and France, Josephine Marie Wall. Master of Research, Rebecca Hopley. John Patrick Mitchell. Cordelia Joy Porter. Master of Arts, Antiquity, Archaeology, Shannon Maguire. James Wisher. Antiquity, Byzantine Studies, Callum Hendelman. Antiquity, Classics and Ancient History, Alishka Bubnova. Elika Davallo. Madeline Doxford. Alexander David Pearson. Isabel Sarah Powell. Antiquity, Egyptology, Tabassum Riyasat. Contemporary History, Callum Daniel Bowden. Neve Mary Casey. Jessica Alice Crouch. Rhiannon Harold. Alexander Sebastian Haywood. Eleanor Jane Hughes. Kelsey Marshall. Jamie Selig. Lucy Shaw. Owen Charles Silgram. Eden Rose Thomas. Lucy Catherine Wesley Wilson. Early Modern History, Alice Cochrane. Constantina Consula. Hugo O'Hanlon. James Robson. Global History, Ruoyu Chia. Liam Keegan. Gwion Morgan Lloyd-Jones. Zakiya Riaz. History, Shahzada Tala Ali. Charles Jonathan Barber. Sinead Carter. Sean Grimes. Hayley Harris. Joseph Andrew Hartman. Angeline Ursula Hales Henderson. Richard Christian Hines. Lindsay Page Jones. Philip Andrew Lloyd. Samuel Thomas Norris. Hayley Ann Snow. Neil Thompson. Bethany Twigg. Ian Matthew Wicks. History of Warfare, Zuoye Fan. Oliver Patrick Norman Gilmore. Matthew James Horvitz. Megan Sarah Price. William Rogers. Nathan Randall Wheaton. International Heritage Management, Jessica Mary Baxter. Kyla June Hislop. Ruth Lee. Alice Jane Lenton. Catherine Helen Middleton. Medieval Studies, Medieval History, Thomas Jake Brown. Joshua Oliver Jones. Rebecca Leach. Ryan Loughlin. Kerrick Westwood. Military History, Albert Camps Garriga. Joseph Connor Edmonds. James Langham. Aaron Musenberg. Ben Ross. Modern British Studies, Thomas Alfie Joy. Kieran Middleton. Emma Sarah Scaife. West Midlands History, Adrian George Billingham. Neil Henry Bromley. Kate Riley. World Heritage Studies, Henry James Maxwell. Rebecca Amy Pritchard. Julian Philip Saunders. Bachelor of Arts, Ancient History, Leo Dan. Henry Fisher. Lily Naylor. Olivia Scott Berman. Anthropology and Political Science with Year Abroad, Luke James Martin. Classical Literature and Civilization, Corbisha Kalamoan. History, Rebecca Bridgewater. Alexander Dolan. Alice Dorey. Jessie Kaur Gammon. Finlay O'Sullivan. Sophie Isabel Porter. Sonia Srivalsan Jones. History and Political Science, Mahfouza Ghaffar. Benjamin John Parker. History with Year Abroad, Velvet Jones. Robert Sweeton. College of Arts and Law, Birmingham Law School, Master of Laws, General. F.A. Christine Somtochikuwu, M.A. International Law, Crime, Justice and Human Rights, Ekip Obasi Omang Ntuyu. Bachelor of Laws, International Law and Globalization, Noof Hassan N. Al-Malki. School of History and Cultures, Doctor of Philosophy, for research into local community intangible cultural heritage and modes of engagement with Gebel el-Bakal and Napatan region archaeological sites in Sudan, Ismail Hamid Muhammad Elnor. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our student speaker for this morning, Oluwabusola Fardeep, Master of Laws, International Trade Laws.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2023. Today is indeed special. Not only does it mark the official end of our respective degree programs, but the start of an exciting future filled with limitless opportunities. Each one of us seated in this hall represent different journeys. Some of us have traveled from very far, leaving our loved ones back home to study in a completely different time zone, or perhaps moved from a different city within the country, or even just across town to study at this great institution. Regardless of our individual journey, we are all here to celebrate our achievements, a testament of our hard work and determination. Now we can see all those countless library hours and sleepless nights to meet submission deadlines finally pay off. More than anything, it should encourage us that we are capable of doing great things. For some, the next steps are clearly defined, while for others, it is still work in progress. It is my hope that we find courage in how far we have come, even as we forge ahead. It is also my hope that friendships developed during our time here will continue and survive beyond the four walls of this campus. For one, I have had the pleasure of meeting extremely amazing people. People like Aman, Arundhati, Owen, Swaradmika, Tunde, Rayan, and many others whom I've come to know not only by their first names. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, it is my hope that we take the learnings and invaluable experience from our degrees to lead changes in the world that we live in. Every single one of us in this room is capable of making a difference. Be it in the courtroom, law chambers, non-profit, government, academia, or private practices, anywhere imaginable. And so my message to the class of 2023 is to remind us to take up the space. I cannot conclude without extending gratitude to those who have contributed in no little way to our success. So on behalf of the class of 2023, I would like to thank the law school and its incredibly supportive staff, and our families and loved ones cheering us every step of the way. It has indeed been a great pleasure to be part of this graduating cohort. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Oluwabusola Fadipe, I think what a great speech. She deserves another round of applause. Professor Helen Abbott started this ceremony by referring to all of you as graduands. You are now graduates. Congratulations. I have a long family association with this university, going back literally almost 1 century, because my maternal grandfather, Squadron Leader J.D. Italia, came here in the 1920s and graduated in 1931, learned how to fly without telling my great-grandfather, and joined the Royal Indian Air Force and served until the end of the Second World War. His daughter, my mother, Yasmin, came here in 1955 and graduated in English and History of Art and loved her time here and wore her sari every day to classes. And her brother came in the 1960s and did his PhD in engineering. And here I am now as Chancellor for almost 10 years of this wonderful university. There's a board on the right there. When you go out, you can't see it. There's a Christmas tree in front of it. But it's got a list of all the chancellors of this university since it was formed and founded by Queen Victoria in 1900 and opened by her son, King Edward VII. I'm only the 7th chancellor in 123 years. Now do the sums. Some of my predecessors stayed for a long time. Anthony Eden, the Prime Minister, was chancellor for 28 years. I'm not going to be Chancellor for 28 years, I can assure you. The graduates today, I have the privilege of presiding over these ceremonies, and today we've had law graduates, history graduates, so many phenomenal subjects. And I did a law degree myself. I did a commerce degree, a law degree, I'm a qualified chartered accountant, and I'm an alumnus of 3 business schools. And the law that I studied was fantastically useful. I never went on to practice as a lawyer, but I always value what I learnt during my law degree. History, of course, is the most amazing subject. Our youngest child, who's just finished school, is very keen on reading history at university. Our younger son is reading international history as we speak and absolutely loves it. And one of my favorite sayings is, the best way to predict the future is to look to the past. And there's no better way than studying history. Oluwabasula made such a great speech, and the messages that came out from that speech of hard work and determination, of all of you being capable of doing great things, of the friendships that you've all formed, and that you should lead changes, that you're all capable of making a difference. These are phenomenal lessons that have been expressed by one of you, which I'm sure all of you, that would resonate with all of you. You walk out of this hall and go left or right in the corridors, and you will see the history of the great research brought to life through objects, prototypes, manuscripts, photographs that tell stories of groundbreaking research undertaken here at the University of Birmingham. This includes the work of Sir Peter Medawar, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on organ transplants. And this university, I'm proud to say, has won 10 Nobel Prizes. You will see the work of 2 dentists who invented the first airbags after treating servicemen with severe facial injuries from vehicle accidents sustained during the First World War. Now, when you leave and you walk out of this great hall into the wide world, I'm telling you one thing, you will never leave. This is Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave. And on a very serious note, congratulations to all of you graduates. You are now formally members of the Birmingham family for life. You are now one of 300,000 Birmingham alumni around the world, in almost every one of the 200 countries on this planet. So very well done to you. Now, when I became an alumnus of a famous American university some years ago, the next day I received an email asking me for money. Now, we have Gavin on the stage here, who's head of our development, but we are not so blunt over here. But please do give money when you can. And I know you will. You know why? Because almost every single one of you is going to be successful in life. That's a fact. You've graduated from one of the best universities in the world. You will do well. Of course, give back in money, but more importantly, give back in your time. We have raised more money, one of the top 4 universities in this country in terms of fundraising and benefaction. I mean, this whole university was founded through benefaction. Great Joseph Chamberlain, Old Joe the Clock Tower, named after a great entrepreneur, a great politician, the benefaction of the Calthorpe family that gave hundreds of acres of the most beautiful part of Birmingham. Benefaction is at the heart of what we all benefit from here at this university. We've raised more money than any other universities in the country, along with Oxford and Cambridge. But more importantly, we've done something very special. We had a fundraising recently that had a donation of millions of hours of time. And it's your time that we value. Come back and mentor, come back and teach, come back and engage with this wonderful university that has given you so much. Now, I've been a member of the House of Lords for 17 years. I was the 3rd youngest peer when I joined in 2006. I'm still one of the younger peers. Our average age is 72. There's lots of wisdom in the House of Lords. And you know, I came to this country as a 19-year-old international student. And I don't know if you noticed the number of international students who graduated today. You know, international students bring in £42 billion to our economy every year. Thank you for the money. But you know, much more important than the money is what our international students bring in, that you've heard expressed just now, in terms of enriching the experience of their fellow students and of the whole university and of our whole city. My 87-year-old mother, who I was with for my birthday last Sunday in India, to this day, her best friends are her friends that she made here in Birmingham. The friendships that have been formed are lifelong, generation-long friendships. The soft power of international students is priceless. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that as we speak around the world, there are more world leaders who've been educated at British and American universities than all the other countries in the world put together. That is the power of international students. So I'd like us all to thank the international students. Thank you very much. A university like this prides itself on its research, and there is no better example of our research. Did you see the number of doctorates and PhD students who graduated today? I mean, that is so impressive. It doesn't happen everywhere, and that is why we are such an excellent research university, and why the UK, with less than 1% of the world's population, produces 16% of the world's leading research papers. Our PhD students deserve a huge round of applause. Now, before I conclude, I want to reinforce something that Professor Helen said right up front. You graduates, congratulations. You've done this through hard work, really tough. And some of you as undergraduates have gone through the awful COVID times, which were terrible all round. And you've come through it. You've come through it with the help of your friends. As a father of 2 children who have graduated, if you feel proud, you have no idea how proud they feel of you. So please thank your family, without whom you would not have been able to achieve what you've done, and thank your wonderful teachers, without whom you wouldn't have been able to achieve what you've done. So graduates, please stand up and give a huge round of applause to your family and to your teachers. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please be seated. So I conclude with just a couple of messages for you. First and foremost, be proud of the University of Birmingham and be proud of graduating from a British university. I spoke at the QS Global Conference in February, and those of you who are students will all know that's a leading ranking of world universities. And I said with pride, as the Chancellor of the University of Birmingham, that with 1%, less than 1% of the world's population, this country has 17 out of the top 100 universities in the world, including the University of Birmingham. So you have graduated from one of the best universities in the world, and be proud of that. You're going out into the wide world, and I'm sorry to say this to you, it's not all brilliant. There are challenges out there, whether you go back to the financial crisis, whether you go back to COVID, whether you go back to the start of the Ukraine war, which is still sadly going on, whether you go to the awful and tragic situation taking place in Israel and Gaza today. It is horrible, horrible, horrible challenges out there. Now, you can go out and say, that's too much. I can't do anything. Well, some people fail because of. Other people succeed in spite of. And in spite of all the challenges out there, you can and you will succeed. I'm an entrepreneur. I started my business, a brand of beer called Cobra, which is a household name, which I'm very proud of. It wasn't easy. And to be an entrepreneur, there's one word that sums it up. You have to have guts to do it. But more importantly, you have to have the guts to stick with it when others would give up. And I've nearly lost my business 3 times. So don't give up. Don't ever give up. Have the guts. And I've realized the most important thing in life is attitude. It's your attitude that counts. And the motto that I live by is to aspire and achieve, against all odds, with integrity. And that last word, integrity, is the most important word. It is better to fail doing the right thing than to succeed doing the wrong thing. And finally, it is my duty to wish you good luck. Now, I can say it flippantly, good luck. But the best definition of luck that I've ever heard is luck is when determination meets opportunity. If you're not determined, you won't even see the opportunity. And I picture it like waves going through, and those waves are going past you, and you might just catch one of those waves if you're determined. If you're not determined, the waves will go past you all your life. So be determined, get lucky, and good luck. And finally, 2 messages from Mahatma Gandhi. When you go out there, don't think the learning has stopped. You never stop learning. My younger son told me a saying, live as if you're going to die tomorrow. Learn as if you're going to live forever. Never stop learning. Always be curious. Always want to grow and learn and learn. And finally, believe in yourselves. Because your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits form your character, and your character determines your destiny. Congratulations, and all the very best. I now declare this congregation and ceremony closed.
To close the ceremony, the maces are collected from the stage. The mace bearers lead the procession of staff and new graduates out of the Great Hall. The ceremony that completes the university journey for hundreds of Birmingham alumni is now closed. Congratulations to our new graduates. The attendees applaud our new graduating class.
you.